Few minutes. So yeah, we have our show tonight. We have Stand Up Silver Spring Stay at Home edition today on Thursday night at 8:30. And I don't know. I'm hoping that we can keep our Zoom shows continuing through the summer, like not every week, but like maybe once a month or twice a month. I really love those Zoom shows, but we'll have to see. You know, it's getting warm out and it's getting out. I mean, people are going outside, which is awesome. And we're actually going to go outside. We're going to have some outdoor shows and even some indoor shows. So I don't know. We'll have to see how we do with we have to see how we do with Zoom forward and whether or not we keep them, change them. I'm not sure. But let's see. Devine should be joining. Oh, there she is.
Hello.
Hello. I'm so happy to see you.
It's so great to see you.
How are you, Devine?
I'm good. You were talking about outdoor shows. I can't wait to see you on the other side.
I'm into that, man. Oh my gosh. It's like, the thing is, I really have so loved these shows. These Zoom shows have been a ton of fun. Right. And I like all the people we've met. We've had so many audience members come from different places and performers. And it's been great, great, great. But gosh, first of all, just being in person with people in the same space and just laughing and hearing that. Yeah, I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, and having food poisoning from all that bar food. I can't believe I missed that, you know?
You're like, the days.
bad peanuts, you know?
Yeah, a reason to get out of your house. That's a good
thing. I've been creative though. I've been creative. Yeah.
All right. So let's hear some of your highlights. What would have been like some of the highlights of your creativity this past year?
Oh, well, you know, I got the excuse to turn my house into a dance studio.
I
always like to dance, but now who's gonna blame me for going crazy in the house? So I started breaking into choreographies and dancing because I'll never get to do that again. I figured. All year, I just did everything that I always wanted to do that I'm like, no one will ever blame me. So for that, it was great.
I love it. I love it. I know that you often video and your kids are sometimes there. Were they in on it? Were they into it?
My youngest one, he likes to move, and my oldest is reaching that awkward tween age where, yeah, he's worried about who's watching him.
You're like nobody except the internet.
Yes. How about you?
Yeah, I would say, I definitely feel like what a year, you know, was like everything was turned inside out. And then you were like, want to try that. So, you know, comedy went online and work went home. I don't know. Yeah, it was just, everything seemed backwards.
Crazy times. I can't wait to show off my legs on the left stage because right now it's killing me. You only see the upper part. Shoes.
What if there were Zoom for legs? What if it was like not our faces? It was just our like knee to ankle.
But then it would be like all foot fetish people joining. It would be weird.
It's true. Devine, you are seriously one of the most talented people that I know.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the many things you? I don't even know how to know that. I know that you sing, you play multiple instruments. You speak multiple languages. This isn't exactly a talent, but like you've managed to acculturate in multiple cities and multiple countries. So can you just talk like a little bit about, I don't know, what do you do with all your many talents? What are the things you're most excited, most proud of, things you work hardest at?
Well, we have an album coming out on May 28th. I'm part of all Asian American musical cast called Yappy. And because of the pandemic, we were supposed to perform through the Peabody Conservatory in Baltimore. But now we made an album that's going to be released. I'm excited about that. So I'll have a track. I'm casted as the mother in that musical. And so I have a song that we recorded in our home studio during the pandemic. So that's really crazy.
I love that. You know, you're saying that. And I feel like I remember when you posted about that production and getting that part. It hadn't even, you know, so many things got lost in the pandemic. I didn't realize that was one of the things that like never happened in person. So, so you guys created an album of the show?
Well, of the 4 main tracks, there's 4 songs from the musical that was produced. And so we figure we're going to still release the musical album at least. And it tells the story through the songs, and we're all recorded from home in all the layers. You know, when you see montage with all these musicians, a whole orchestra. So it's just amazing that we were able to do that through Zoom, you know, and GarageBand in my home studio.
That's wild. That's impressive and wild. Singing is something you were trained in, or just natural talent, ability?
My father has the absolute ear, so he can pick up any instrument without reading notes, and so he passed down that gift to me. So I'm pretty much, as long as I know the mechanics of an instrument, then I'll be able to find every note, or, you know, like.
Wow.
But it's not.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, when you said absolute ear in my head, you mean like perfect pitch? Is that what you mean?
That, and also playing by ear, pretty much. Like, if you see if I see any band playing, I can jump in anytime and just play along with them. It doesn't matter which instrument. I'll just jump in, and then I don't have to read sheets, pretty much. But that was interesting for the musical, though, because all the musical singers, they all read the notes, and they gave me the sheet assuming I would know how, and I actually had to have the music composer record himself. So that I could hear and sing along. Yeah, because I couldn't, and they're like, wait, this is an extra pain in the butt to be.
There's a movie, do you know the movie Drumline?
With Nick Cannon, right? Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've seen it, yeah.
It's actually very fun. It's a fun way to see it with your kids also. But anyway, Nick Cannon plays a character who can do I don't know the term for that, but he can mimic the music, but he can't read the music. And
right.
Yeah, that's what's up. Anyway. All right, so that's cool. So releasing an album. Have you done a lot of Zoom shows? I mean, I know that you have done a lot of performance.
Yeah, I was quieter in the first 6 months, thinking I'd need some needed break. You know, I didn't realize until it was forced that I was tired. You know, like driving, and my kids really enjoyed seeing me more, so I spent more. And then I did like maybe a show every 2 weeks and then I hit it more aggressively the past few months, where I'm like 4 or 5 Zoom shows a week. But it's great, you know, I can like take a break, serve the kids food, and then come back online and perform in Cambodia.
What'd you say?
Zoom show. I can't even perform in Cambodia. I had mine in 2 Zoom shows in Cambodia, my motherland. I never got to go there, so that was exciting.
Wow. In English? Stand up in English?
Yes. They're all like comedians everywhere. They produce shows over there, but they could never have the budget to fly me over there. So because of Zoom, again, another miracle.
That's wild. How was that particular show for you?
It was really, really great to be able to tell other jokes that people wouldn't get here over there. Like, there were some people from Saigon, from Thailand, all the comics. The lineup were all Southeast Asian, and there was like a different bonding and camaraderie that I don't have here, which is fine, but it was a total different flavor that was exciting.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. That's really neat. Okay. And besides doing live shows, are there other things that you're excited about as we're coming out of this quarantine year?
I can't wait to hug people. I hope I'll get to eat at the buffet again. I'm worried about shopping for a bra. That's a weird thing, but like, how do you try on? You know, it was already gross to me before pandemic, you know, that somebody else was in there and I don't wash myself. But now I'm like the dressing group TMI. But I have a lot of post-pandemic anxieties here and there. But overall, I'm excited to see people. You know?
Yeah, that's funny. Well, I have to say, I can appreciate the wanting to eat in a buffet, but among your other many talents, I have seen your food posts, which are incredible in they're beautiful and they're impressive in their appearing taste. So I'm not sure if I lived in your house, I'm not sure I would want to eat in the buffet. I might just want to eat the.
Oh, we love the buffet though, especially because I have a lot of food restrictions in my house. One's allergic to peanut and the other one's allergic to shellfish. So when I go to a buffet, that's when I go crazy.
Oh. You're like, that's it, kids. I'm getting all this stuff that I can't have at home.
If you see me at a live show and I'm chowing down on like peanut shrimp, you'll know why now. I'm like, Mommy gone wild.
Great. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to being face to face with people. Like, just
yeah.
I'm not so worried about the being awkward around. Like, I'm not as worried about that. it's like a exercise. Like I'm just waiting to do it. I'm like, oh, I know it'll be good when we're like in the space together, you know?
Yeah. I think for me, it's more the commute.
You live
Like
north?
I'm like in Northern Virginia, but it takes me a while to get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I got used to that, right? I used to being on the road all the time, but now I've been so comfortable not getting speeding tickets or parking tickets. Like that's the part. Like once I hit the stage, the adrenaline and all, well, you know, it's like giving birth to the baby. But all that driving epidural before that, I'm like,
yeah, right. I think the Virginia police are gonna be like, Devine, you're back.
I'm going back out tomorrow in Ashburn. Yes, yes. So that's gonna be interesting. My husband asked me, "Are you gonna order food or drinks and all?" I'm like, "I'm not sure yet." I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, you mean like just being out and
yeah. Because it's my first indoor.
Like I don't think about that like each thing is a decision.
Everything, yes.
Yeah, especially
like, am I staying in my car?
In Virginia, but what'd you say?
Like, am I staying in my car until they text me, like, it's your turn? Or do I actually stand there? Like, all these little things. You know? Like,
yeah, we did. I mean, the only outdoor show we did the whole year was in last August. I feel like there was like a little dip. Right. We were like, oh, we can do an outdoor show.
I remember. That looked like fun.
Yeah, but it's just like, I mean, and it was, but you know, it was the audience was spread apart, and like now I feel like when I've seen the, you know, people doing outdoor shows, it looks like they're more filled in. People are feeling, I don't know, I don't want to say safer, but you know, more confident to go out. And
were the comedians afraid of being too funny? Because you don't want that kind of laugh that will give you COVID, right?
That's right. I don't think they were afraid of that. I think they were just, it was still a time when we were all just afraid to touch anything. You know? They were like that. We were like dancing around the microphones and mic covers, and you take this one and walk over here and wait, let me step under this thing. And yeah.
Crazy times.
Yeah, it's crazy times. It's crazy times. So, in addition to your many musical talents, do you write music as well, or just perform?
I just actually, I'm glad you asked. For the first time, I finally officially published my first waltz.
How many people can say they even have multiple waltzes? Never mind first waltz. Okay,
what my second one?
You to write a waltz?
Well, because I don't have the technical background, right? I don't have classical training. Then I can't write an actual classical song, and I'm not cool enough to write a pop song that will appeal to the youngsters since I'm old. So what can I do?
You might be. You're pretty close.
I don't know. It's a lot of motivation, but I think a waltz is a good classic, and that's a rhythm that I can do with my limitations. So I played it, and my composer Bobby from the musical, he transcribed it for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
So now what's amazing is somebody else can play my piece, because normally when I play, it's just gone in the void of like it's whatever is captured is there, and then boom, it's gone, you know. But now I have it transcribed, so if I have grandchildren, they might be able to play my piece. So I was really excited, and now Bobby's working on the orchestra version.
Oh, that's really neat.
So he's going to add other instruments, and so it's going to be challenging to find a musician that will be willing to play all my piece, but that's one of my bucket lists, to have like an orchestrated.
Why would it be challenging to find them?
They don't know me. They're like, you know, it takes time to practice and rehearse. And I'm like, do you want to play this piece made by this person you don't know? You know, so we'll see. But that would be great. That's fine.
That's really exciting. So I don't. For anyone who's out there, I don't know if you've seen on our story that Devine did some comedy video clips, video shorts, comedy shorts. And then the last one was that you sang. You just you like sang what your message, which was basically come to our show. Right. It was like the best little nugget. It just made me laugh, and it made me smile, and I was like, I just love that so much. Never mind that you also were playing two instruments at the same time and singing. So
I love that blow organ. It's so dorky. It's just
called the blow organ. Anyway, a lot of opportunities in there. Yeah, Andy loved it too. We were both laughing so hard. What do you think you'll do with your performing going forward? I mean, obviously, like take out the pandemic, but even still, like even take out the pandemic, what are you hoping to do? Where do you want to go with your?
I am excited because I feel like I finally get to talk about things I care about. Like really care about. Like before that, you know, when you start, you want to show to the people, you know how to write jokes, set up punchline and everything. But now the topic is actually like making me excited. Like as far as this is who I am. This is what I care about. Those are my values. This is what I'm fighting for. Like, and working clean also mostly. So all of that together, I feel like it's going to be a rebirth somehow. So people might be shocked or be like, I don't recognize her set. And that's good. I'm excited about that.
That's totally exciting. It's like thrilling to come up with new stuff. And I definitely get that. What made you decide to work clean, to work more clean material into your act?
Well,
or was that a decision or just a natural outgrowth?
I was already working clean before, on and off. But the problem is it seems like people can't handle, everybody like labels and branding. So you can't be one or the other. So if I do one show and some person heard me doing my 10-minute raunchy, they'll think I'm only raunchy. And then I'll do a corporate gig and I'll do clean. And the people who work, and so it's inconsistent. And then somehow I had to prove myself like, no, I can work clean too. And I figure this is exhausting. You know, why can't I just be a wide range of anything? I can play 2 music instruments. I can cook any international food. Why can't I write dirty and clean? But apparently you can't. Apparently you can't. So now I figure it just feels better anyways after, because then I don't feel like I'm not judging the raunchy sets, but I just mean like it just feels better, because after that I look behind and I'm like, it was not a one-night stand sort of feel.
I will say this though, you know, if you're saying that also in this time you've sort of like really found maybe like a deeper center, like a more, then maybe when you're doing your material from there,
right,
clean or dirty won't matter as much, but it'll like all be very tight into, you know what I mean? It'll just
right
organically out of that.
Well, it's more for like more serious gigs that require complete clean and then getting paid more. There's that.
100%. Yeah. And it's great for people to know that you can do it, and that you're, I don't want to say eager, but like that you're very, you know, it's easy for you to do. It's right in your wheelhouse. They can count on you for that, and you don't have to like rework a whole bunch of material to do it.
Exactly. Well, because even before my raunchy, it was like one joke. If I did 20 minutes, I would have 2 more raunchier, risque jokes, but the rest was fine. But that's the only thing they remember. That's the problem.
Yeah. And so are you you're talking more about things that are important to you, like what's changed for you? Or what's out of your, how is that? Was that like a conscious shift? You were like, I don't want to do these stupid jokes anymore. I don't want to do this material, and I'd rather talk about, or was it that just in the pandemic, like life got more serious?
A mix of everything, but also longer sets. The more I perform on shows, the longer sets they give me, and then you can pace yourself more, because you know when you start, they give you just 5 minutes, then you have to rapid fire and get last per minute. But when you can stretch it out, then I can really get into a topic and really develop an actual bit that goes somewhere and means something, not just I have a joke, Colin. You know, like it's great, but I want more than that. You know.
Yeah, that's definitely true. In fact, though, when you said that we have longer sets, it reminded me that one of the, I'm not sure if this was the first time you performed for us, but you did the show with us when I think we did our first Comedy the Second Language at the Black Box.
Oh yeah.
Right, which was like, was that the night that it snowed? Maybe it was our second.
Oh yes, it did snow.
Right? Wasn't that the crazy snowstorm?
Yeah.
I remember I was so afraid they were going to cancel the show, and then they didn't cancel the show, and then after the show, it was like one of the craziest snowstorms Montgomery County had ever gotten. And I was like, please let the performers get home safely. Please let the performers.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I didn't remember that part. I was so high from the place the show was. I had so much fun that it was such a thrill. Selected, I deleted the snow part. I'm also Canadian, so the snow doesn't really faze me, you know.
Fair enough, but I don't know how long you've lived in this area, but it does faze people here. I grew up in Massachusetts. Oh yeah, snow does not bother me, but you know that's like, true. Oh, they said it's going to snow on Friday. I think we should cancel schools today. You're like, okay, yeah. All right, well, that's exciting. So, and I just wanted to give you a chance to talk a little bit about your background because, hi, Lucas. So can you talk a little bit about where you're from and how that is a part of your comedy and or any other of your performance?
So I was born in Cambodia, and my family fled the totalitarian regime, and we stayed in a refugee camp in Thailand for 6 months, and then Canada responded before the U.S., so I grew up in Canada, Montreal, for 23 years, and now I've been a U.S. citizen for over 4 years now. Hello. So I'm a mix of, my DNA is Cambodian. My heart is very Quebecer, Montreal. And my professionalism is American. as far as ambition and capitalism and so it's a good mix of everything. I think that influences how I think. So
yeah. Do you feel like your comedy has incorporated elements from all those parts of you?
Yeah, I think so. And no, at the same time, it's weird. I go back and forth between wanting to give what people don't expect and then coming back to that, because it seems like if people go to Panda Express, they want noodles and not Burger King. So, because I'm Asian, a lot of people will look at me, and if they don't hear my set, they'll expect a nail salon bit. Nothing against that, but I'm just saying there's a lot of like, they want a Chinese accent and stories about my mom and stuff like that, or they want mom jokes. And I'm like, I want to be what you don't expect, which is fun for me as a writing challenge. But then sometimes I feel like I still have to give that. So that's part of my identity, I guess. But it's a whole work of balance, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that makes sense. So I can see why like the longer sets are appealing then. Because you have a chance to like, to bring the audience in a little bit, because when I mean, you can do it, of course, you can do it in a short set, you in those first moments, the way you're addressing it. But I always feel like there's like tell a joke, but then there's also sell a joke. And to sell a joke, you really they have to want to be with you. They have to be on your side, or like come from your perspective, and that can take some.
And they have to know what they're looking at, It's like the first time I performed in Montreal in French. It was interesting because not only they had to like process the fact that I was an Asian mom doing comedy, but also American speaking French, and then so there's a lot of loss in translation until they realize, okay, we can just ignore that and listen to what she's saying.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's so. I mean, I see that a lot. That when a person gets up on stage, it's almost like you have to think, what does the audience think, so that you can either answer it or agree with it or help, but you can't not address it, or they're just sitting there like, they're like, okay, like your jokes are funny, but like I need to square what I can see and what you're there's a little,
I need to put you in a box, otherwise I will not accept this reality in front of me.
Or you have to say like, hey, I know you want to put me in your box, but like, look at this box. This is what, yeah. So yeah. Well, Levone, it's been fun talking to you. I really appreciate it.
I'm excited for tonight.
I'm so excited. So we have a great show tonight. For anyone who wants to join us, definitely check out improbablecomedy.com. We have, of course, we have Izzy Sahani and Jackie Tergeson and Von Michael, and of course the Divine Devine. Does anyone else call you that? Is it just me?
All the time.
They do all the time. I wasn't being original. All right. Well.
No. You're original. You said it in a different phrasing and tone.
Of course. Thank you. No, it's all good. So very excited to see you tonight, and of course, hopefully soon to see you in person. It was great having everybody join us for this.
Thank you for tuning in, everyone.
Thank you for tuning in, and check out the show, and see you tonight. Thank you.
See you tonight, 8:30. Bye-bye.